So I'm very excited about this session. It's the first session where we have a founder as a guest, and I have invited Horatiu Matescu. He's a young entrepreneur who has recently started a business in the educational market. But I will give Horatiu the floor, and I would like to ask you first of all, what is AI?
Whoa. Hey everybody. First off, yeah.
Case.
So my name is Horatiu and AI is just kidding. So yeah, my name is Horatiu. I don't know, a little bit about myself. Been working since I was 21. I've been in sales for about 7 to 8 years, and after this, even though I wanted to do this since I was 18 to start a business, to be an entrepreneur, it happened about 2 years ago when I decided to take the leap, let's say. In essence, what is AI? Well, AI can be a lot of things, starting from machine learning that most companies say that it is AI, but it's usually something like a program that learns to do something without much input, let's say. So he tries to analyze data and comes up with a not with a solution, but with how do you call it? Pre it's easier to just give you an example. So, for example, in cybersecurity, you use machine learning in order to figure out if hackers are trying to penetrate your security systems. So you have a device that actually analyzes the flow of data on the internet in your company, let's say, and if the flow of data is different from what it usually is, then it flags it as if it's malicious, let's say. That would be an example of machine learning.
Okay.
Then, if you think about AI as it is in the present day, like ChatGPT or all of the other companies that are launching AI products, kind of. This is more based on not the machine learning, but the artificial intelligence when it comes to writing. So think about your brain as a how do you call it? You have billions of neurons in your brain. The same way you have billions of neurons in your brain, the same way the AI or the engine from ChatGPT has billions of parameters that are trying to figure out the best possible answer to your question. So usually this is how it works when it comes to generative AI that we are looking at right now. You give it a big uh, stimulus of data, so you have let's say terabytes of information, and after this, the AI goes through the data and tries to figure out the best possible answer to your question. Of course, if your question changes, the result that comes out from the AI changes as well. So the better you ask the question, the easier it will be to get the right answer, I would say, if you think about it like that. Then you have the AGI, which is artificial general intelligence. Look at it like this. When you're looking at AI, you're looking at um, input and output. So you input a question and then you get the output, the answer. Okay? AGI goes beyond that scope. So once we are going to reach the AGI level, we're going to give the AI a goal, and once we give it a goal, then it's going to start working towards that goal until it's complete. So let's say I'm going to tell it to search the entire internet to figure out, I don't know, the best brand of wines, let's say. That's a goal, right? So it's going to start working towards that goal. It's going to search the internet for all of the brands of wines, different tastes, and everything of the kind, and come up with a possible answer. Let's say. I think that's about it when it comes to AI for now.
Is this the one we are most scared of, the AGI?
I believe so. I mean, if we go to AGI, it means that this AI, this AGI, is able to capture data from all five senses. So, well, maybe not smell at the moment or taste, but all of the other senses, it will be able to capture data, interpret it, and then come out with a solution, or come out with a way of thinking. I was speaking with one of my friends, and he asked me about the generative AI. Well, how does it work, like you said? And I think it's the difference between knowing that a word is, let's say, apple. The word apple, you have the word apple, but the AI doesn't know the apple what it is, right? It's just a word. It's just the word apple. Once we get to AGI, it's going to link the apple, the word, with the actual image of the apple, right? Maybe it gives it some characteristics, what an apple would look like, what it would smell like, and so on and so forth. So it becomes part of our reality, let's say.
Could it also attribute something else to the word apple based on this new line of reasoning that the AGI is capable of?
Of course, it depends on the data that you feed it. So if you close it, let's say in a virtual server, you don't give it access to the internet or anything of the kind, and on the entire server, all of your data, Apple looks like an orange, then of course the AI is going to interpret it as being an apple, even though it's an orange, right? So it depends on what we train it on. I think that's the fear that some companies or even some people have, at which it gets trained on the wrong data, and then it starts producing maybe content, or maybe products, maybe services, maybe
Output.
anything of the kind. Yeah, exactly. The wrong kind of output, let's say.
Yeah. Okay, got it. And is it anticipated that it will be able to develop also its own line of reasoning? So like self-train?
Yes. So once we get to AGI, it actually self-actuates. So it trains itself, let's say. It does something, it tries to do something, maybe it fails, it tries to figure out why it failed, and then acts in a different way in order to succeed, let's say. The closest thing we have to AGI right now is a product that is also on GitHub. It's free for anybody to use. It's called AutoGPT, which actually creates a GPT chatbot that talks with itself, right? So first you tell it, okay, I want you to build a business. I want you to write a Word document telling me all of the steps involved in building a business. So it starts thinking, okay, in order to build a business, I need to do XYZ. Should I do XYZ? Sure. But what are the implications of XYZ? It starts asking itself questions, and then it puts its reasoning to the test, let's say. So that's the most basic level of AGI that we have.
Yeah. Very cool. Okay. So, based on your knowledge and what people have been sharing about artificial intelligence, and social media is full of it, the news is full of it, because it's really having an impact, right? And it's transforming everything around us, including in my field, in the legal field. There's
100%.
a lot of conversations around how lawyers are going to use artificial intelligence, or whether we're going to be replaced by it, and so on and so forth. So the question is, what are the funny tales you've heard about artificial intelligence? Like some anecdotal, I don't know, ridiculous stuff.
Well, the first, of course, just like you said it, that AI is going to actually replace us, which I mean, in my personal opinion, it's not the case, right? I think AI is just
You're
an
not
assistant.
scared.
No, I'm not scared at all. I think AI is an assistant on steroids, if you think about it. I mean, let's say for now in the legal field, right? A lawyer can handle about 20 to 30 cases a month, let's say, ballpark. If you get an assistant that actually can interpret the law correctly, and you can converse with it, ask it questions, and it gives you uh, good opinions on what you're asking it, then maybe you as a lawyer would be able to go through, I don't know, 100 cases a month, right? because it's much easier. You have somebody to talk with. You have an assistant that can organize your data. Then you can go through your, let's say, documents. You have 300 pages in a document you need to read for a client. You just ask your assistant to go through all the pages and get you the important data from it.
Yeah.
So suddenly, instead of going, I don't know, doing this for 6 hours, you did it for 15 minutes, and you have access to everything that you need.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. I think that's how it's going to work
Yeah.
here on out.
So, I mean, what I hear in that is that maybe it's not going to replace all the jobs, but
Mhm.
at least it's going to replace the assistant's job.
There's a big chance. Yeah. When it comes to personal assistants, maybe they're gonna have an AI chat or AI assistant as well, so they're gonna be able to do their job even better. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's just improving on what we already have. As long as we're not talking about AGI. If we get to AGI, then I think it's gonna be, there's a big chance that it's going to replace some jobs that don't necessarily need the human touch. Let's say,
Mm.
if you think about a job that can be done in steps, so you have a job that needs to be done in exactly 10 steps, then that's a job that AI could replace. But if
Yeah.
it's something like, I don't know, therapy, legal work, medical work, and so on and so forth, it's not gonna happen. We still need the human element. Let's say
Yeah. Yeah.
nobody's gonna trust an AI bot with their life, for example. We might trust it to interpret data and look over, I don't know, analysis, health analysis that we have in order to figure out things that a human could not figure out. You know,
Mm.
like Elon Musk said, we don't have a problem of storage like our brain. We have a problem of bandwidth because we can't really gain information as fast as an AI. Let's say all we can do is read, look, observe, and so on and so forth. So it's just our eyes and our senses.
Yeah, that's very interesting. I think where the fear is coming from is I don't know who said this, I don't remember it, but it's like we human beings are only using 5% of our brain capacity. There is memory that is stored there. We have the neural connections to deal with all of that information, but somehow we're not doing it. And I think where the fear is coming from is that the AGI or whatever technology, is going to take a leap in that direction, is that
Yeah,
it's going to have that capacity that we as human beings currently don't have.
100%.
And yeah, it's going to be really interesting. So
I
are
mean,
you
once you combine
replacing
humans with AI, that's
what?
gonna be. I mean, once you can combine the AI element with the human element, I'm not talking cyborgs, but I'm talking just joining forces towards the greater good. I don't think there's anything that we cannot achieve. That's my opinion. That's why I got into AI
That's
from the get go.
inspiring. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's definitely inspiring. So, Horatiu, I know you have started your own company. It's called BrainLink, right?
Yes.
Let me ask you, are you replacing teachers?
No, like I said, it's just a super assistant for teenagers and teachers as well. Um, so BrainLink is actually a tutor, an AI tutor that helps teenagers. Oh, at first, it's going to help teenagers with their homework, with their assignments. So I'm not saying that it's going to do the homework for them because that's what I observed with ChatGPT, for example. You just ask it a question, it gives you the answer. So I thought that this doesn't really involve the critical thinking part of actual learning. You no longer learn, you just restate data usually.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So I'm trying to change that in a way that if the student comes to BrainLink, he's going to ask a question, then BrainLink is going to answer in such a way that promotes critical thinking. So he's going
Mm-hmm.
to make the student think about the question, think about the answer, understand why it is the way it is.
Mm-hmm.
Then
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to homework, it's not going to help them do the homework. It's going to help them understand if the homework they did was done correctly. So they get the assignment, they have the assignment, then they have the homework, put them together, and then the AI tells them, okay, I see that you did this, this, and that correctly, but I believe that you should improve on this point because, that's an example. So that's where I'm trying to get with this product, because I really noticed, if I'm sure that there are, I mean, there are other companies that are doing this in other countries in the world. I've already noticed about 5 or 6 up until now, but in Romania, usually you don't get that. I mean, you don't get technology until it's quite late. We aren't really used to technology if you think about it. So that was my idea. Besides everything that I do right now, I'm also a tutor at a private school and a coach at another private institution for in personal development.
Mm-hmm.
And I interact daily on a daily basis with kids, right?
Yeah.
And all of them are using ChatGPT in one way or the other.
Wow.
And I asked them, listen, what's happening? I mean, are you actually learning from it? Of course,
Yeah.
they're not, you know. And from this came the idea of, wait, what if I take the engine and manipulate it in such a way that it no longer gives them the outright answer? It
Mm-hmm.
no longer promotes, I don't know, not thinking, being
Yeah.
brain dead, just getting everything delivered on a silver platter. So yeah, that's our goal.
Yeah, amazing. No, I'm really inspired. Like, this is the tech for good that we were talking about.
Yeah,
Like, just taking it from what it can do and it's capable of doing today, restating data, but putting it to a better purpose that somehow challenges the student to do their own critical thinking and
exactly.
help them self-assess their performance in school.
Yeah. So I am a bit of a dreamer. I've been like this since I was young, and my end goal would be to actually help all of the kids in, like, not all of the kids in Bucharest, because they have means of access to education, you know. But when you think about Romania, I think about 70 or 80% of the population doesn't really have access to quality uh quality education, right?
Yeah,
So if I can get a product such as mine, such as BrainLink, on all of the notepads, laptops, phones of all of the kids from all over the country, I mean, what could that do? Giving a super assistant to all of the kids in a country such as Romania.
yeah,
People are asking, yeah, Horatiu, but will they want to learn? Well, I don't know. It's their choice, but I'm just giving them a means to do it.
hmm,
That's my goal. Let's say.
yeah, beautiful. Cool. Super exciting to have you here today. And I'm also super excited to have you again here in a little while. To find out about the progress you've made and all those teenagers and young people that you are making a difference to. And what's your plan? Like, what's your strategy going forward?
So Mm, for now, we are in the development stage, so we're trying to bring out BrainLink to not to the market, but to a closed group of, I don't know, between 10 to 50 individuals, students, teenagers that are going to actively use BrainLink and provide feedback to us in order to, of course, develop a product that everybody can use and can enjoy using. Because
Yeah,
if you create something that doesn't really have the product market fit, then it's not going to work. Even though you think your idea is amazing, the market is gonna throw it back and just tell you, keep working on it.
yeah,
But all in all, there's 3 stages that I've thought about right now. The first stage would be launching BrainLink to the public, so as a B2C service for all of the students and teenagers to use. I'm trying to figure out a way to provide access to people that also don't have capital, but I think that will come in a later stage in our company once we ourselves have the capital to develop and maintain our infrastructure. Second stage will be going into the business to business market, so providing BrainLink to educational institutions, schools, faculties, and everything of the kind to use based on their own personal data, so their own company data, let's say. Because you might learn, let's say, biology, you might learn it in Romania from a certain textbook, and then you get to Spain, there's a different textbook with different types of understanding when it comes to biology. So we're going to try to apply BrainLink to all of these small little, not small little educational companies, so they can use it in order to provide this super assistant to their students as well. Third one is going to be, of course, the part with BrainLink Global, in which we're going to start establishing ourselves in other countries. But for now, I really created this project for Romania, and I really hope that it's going to change the educational field for the better. I mean, like I said, I'm a dreamer. I was when my idea came up, I was thinking, oh my god, I can go to the government, get everything from them, and tell them that this is a great product. You can give out to everybody. Everything's gonna be amazing. But of course, this never happens. So we have to take it step by step. First off, just help one student, then two, four, and so on and so forth.
Exactly. Yes, that's the best strategy. I totally agree. So, what do you see, or what are your challenges today?
For now, I would say co-founders. Since like I told you, since I was 18, I was trying to start businesses, but I've come to the conclusion that most people are not how do you call it, risk tolerant, I would say.
Yeah,
So there's a big difference between me and my friends, for example. They don't they're like, yeah, you go, man, just do your thing. But when it comes to taking actual risks, they're like, yeah, just gonna watch, see what happens. Maybe later, maybe later.
yeah. Maybe I'll
So
join you
yeah,
someday.
exactly. Once the risk
When
goes
you
down
have
a lot,
product market fit and ARR of I don't know how many millions, I'll come join
once
you. Make me
exactly.
a fat offer,
So once everything works well, then I can
then
join
I'll
you,
come.
and we're
I
gonna do great together.
got
But
it.
yeah, it's quite hard to find co-founders that take the time to work on themselves, work on their business, work on their clients in order to get enough money to fund their dream. I think if it makes sense.
Totally.
I've tried starting all other companies as well. I've worked in a cybersecurity company. I created a team of 6 people. We then went to Innovex. I was trying to develop a business, a platform that made the link between third-party app sellers and actual companies that sell software, let's say, because I noticed that there was a gap in the market when it came to this. You had to contact all of the third-party sellers individually. Hello, this is our product. This is what we do, etc. And I got to pitch at Innovex. I think it was Becere or Verde Innovex.
Hmm.
Everything went fine. The pitch was awesome, and then I came to the table with all of the investors, let's say, or the people that I pitched to. They were like, "We see that you have the enthusiasm. That's awesome. The project sounds great. And are you able to work for three to 6 months on this project?" I was like, "Yeah, no problem. I'm gonna quit my job and I'm gonna do this forever." And of course,
Gonna
the
crush it.
enthusiasm. Exactly. I'm gonna crush it. And then they asked, "Okay, so you and who? Who else? What team?" I'm like, "Yeah, I have a team. There's a programmer and a marketing person, a salesperson, and everything of the kind. We're great." And then the next question which kind of blocked me, was like, "Okay, so where are they?" Like, they're at work. Okay, so what are you gonna do if you win this competition? Are they gonna quit as well? Like, yeah, I cannot decide that for them. I know that I will quit, but for them, it's not something that I can decide.
Yeah,
So I think that's where it stops, because you can't really have a team that isn't there.
yeah.
So yeah, I was a sad potato at that time, but It happens, you
No,
learn
but
from mistakes.
it's perfect that you're bringing this up, and this is for
Mm.
other founders watching us,
Yeah.
today in this live session, because I hear this a lot.
Mm.
I mentioned I'm a mentor with the Founder Institute, but also have been working with founders for 16 years now, over
Wow.
16 years, at different stages,
Hmm.
right? Startups and scale ups and so on and so forth. And I think the team is key. It's
Hmm.
really, really crucial. But to answer your challenge, and you're not alone in this, this is my
Yeah.
point. You're going to face this every step of the way. You're going to face it when you are a startup, but you're
Hmm.
also going to face it when you are a scale up. You are constantly on the look for the right people on your team that,
Yeah.
share your vision, are enrolled in your vision. And this process never stops.
Hmm.
And from a legal perspective, there are ways
Mm.
to have them on board with you. There are ways to have them own this as well, just as you are taking ownership of
Yeah.
the project, that they are taking ownership of the project.
Hmm.
And it's possible. It's totally possible. But it definitely requires something from you. And I think it always comes down to your commitment as
Hmm.
founder, because it never stops. You think you are dealing with this now. I'm telling you, brace yourself.
Okay.
Your constant job,
Hmm.
finding the right people for your team. Yeah.
I can imagine. Plus, you can never just ask them to be as dedicated as you are. I mean, I've seen managers and
Actually, you
directors and
can.
everything. You can.
You can. Listen, you're a coach. There's a mindset shift here,
Hmm.
that is required. And
Okay.
that's in, you know, are they owning this? Is it
Hmm.
theirs? Is it their project or is it my project?
Yeah.
That's it.
No, yeah, I get that. If you can share the enthusiasm in such a way that they're like, "Oh my God, yeah, I want to do it," you know.
Yeah, it's
But
possible. It's definitely possible.
mhm.
It's a
I
mindset
mean, I'm looking
shift.
forward to it.
Yeah, it's a mindset shift, and then strategically there are tools to
Hmm.
achieve that from a legal point of
Cool.
view, and yeah, it's totally possible.
That's awesome. I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I told you that I would like to get on Founders Institute as well, so looking
Yes.
forward to the grind, let's say.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. So, yeah, anything you want to say, to wrap up the session? Anything you'd like
Mm.
to share about BrainLink? This is the time to do it as we wrap up for today.
For now, I would just share one thing with. I mean, I don't know if there's people that want to start a business out there or don't, but I can tell you that you just have to do it. Don't choose the right moment, the right time, and everything. Just try to pull your resources together and start it. You know, and I can tell you this because I mean, about 4 months ago, I wasn't thinking that I was gonna hold an interview on LinkedIn about AI. So life happens, and as long as you go in the right way, I think
Yeah,
everything
totally,
gets in order. You
totally.
get to it. You just have to shift your mind. There's a saying, sorry, there's a saying in biology called neuroplasticity, which actually translates into the fact that the more you think a certain thought, the easier it will be for that thought to manifest in your brain.
Yeah,
So the more you think you're gonna make it, your brain is gonna say, "Oh my God, I'm gonna make it." The more you think everything is hard and my life is shit and everything, then your brain is gonna think that, you know.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So just think positive thoughts and of course link that with action. Because if you just think positive thoughts, you're just a dreamer.
Yeah.
Try to do something even a little bit day by day, and I think you'll get there. Maybe we'll get there together. I'm just starting out, so looking forward to Horatiu in 5 years or 2 years.
Yeah, yeah, totally. No, great. Really, thank you for joining me. I'm so proud we kicked this off with you. You have a very inspiring story, and fingers crossed for
Oh
everything,
my God, thank you.
including finding your co-founder or
Looking forward to that as well. Yeah.
I'm also going to invite yourself included and everyone watching us today. Starting July 3rd, I am leading a workshop on how to get ready for funding if you are a technology company. And part
Nice.
of the workshop, because this is a 5-day workshop, in one of the sessions, we look at the team, building the team, leveraging the team in the fundraising process. So if you want to sign up, just let us know in the comments, send me a DM, and I'd be happy to register you for the workshop. It's going to be limited and registration based only. So I look forward to your messages, and thank you, Horatiu, again for being here today. And
My pleasure.
good luck.
I mean, looking forward to the workshop now.